all of a sudden I'm here. I appeared. I'm like a magician. Oh my God, I came in on a magic carpet with a Yankees hat and a green freaking shirt. Happy St. Patty's Day. I'm a day early. I'm not going to drink yet. But welcome to the Tuesday Night Hang. Here we are on March 16th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have a great show lined up tonight. It's better than this green shirt and nasty old Yankees hat. But I'm wearing everything for a reason tonight. My wardrobe person said I have to wear certain things because my peoples are here. Talking about my peoples, I'd like to talk about and say hello to my friend from Chicago area. How about a hand? Well, you can't give him a hand because no one hears him. So who's going to clap for you? I mean, Jesus Christ. Stephen Wright, what's going on, brother? How you making out? You over there? We're starting off with a bang, huh? All right. So is a reboot in the question before
Oh,
we bring our friend out here?
no, we're good. YouTube is giving a difficulty to us, but we're good to go.
We like you too, but sometimes they can be a little difficult. So
Exactly.
what can we tell? What can we say? We're welcome now. Everybody who's hanging, welcome. And YouTube, if they're late to the party, we'll still be here. So
Yep.
we'll get through it. We'll get through it. If
Exactly.
there's a time to reboot, now would be the time. So
Yep.
we good?
Yeah, we're good. Chris Farr says we're off to a flying stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for the support, Chris.
As far as in the house, I love it. Well,
Yep.
cool. Well, we're just gonna do a little house cleaning before we bring our buddy out here and say tomorrow's actually the biggest drinking day of the year. So we decided we'd take 3 weeks off to nurse our hangover. Not that we drink. I'm totally, I don't drink at all.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I drink the Kool-Aid. So we're gonna take 3 weeks off actually after this, after tonight, and regroup for season 5. We had a wonderful season 4, and we're gonna end it with this lovely lady coming on here, and we're gonna rejoin April 13th. Is that right, Stephen?
Yep.
Yeah, April 13th. And we're going to have, we already have the first 2 episodes taken care of, and we're looking forward to Brian Ruggles and all of our sound crew from Billy Joel Camp, the Billy Joel Camp. We're going to have 2 different episodes, number 1 and 2. Brian is going to have all his buddies and our buddies from the sound crew. It's a big sound crew, so we'll have 2 episodes and talk about all that fun stuff, how to make a show go and how to make it sound right. So look forward to that in April. But I'd also like to thank support for this whole series. This is our 10th episode, and we appreciate the support and you guys coming out. Last week we had a wonderful time, like we're doing tonight, right, Steve-O?
Yeah. No, it's been good. This is season finale. Season finale. We had to bring out the big guns.
Yeah, and this is totally, I mean, sometimes we do Billy-centric things, sometimes we do trumpet-centric things, sometimes we do jazz-centric things. We've had a couple different pop artists on. But, this is my buddy. I met her, let's talk about her for a second. I met her back in 2015, and I'm talking about JAX. JAX is going to be our guest tonight. And if you're not familiar with her, I'm going to brag on her because she needs to be bragged about. If you don't know her, if you've been under a rock and you don't know anything about her, let's just talk about her for a minute. So she's originally from Atlantic Beach, which I love because I'm a Long Island guy, and so Atlantic Beach is a beautiful place. So she's from there, and then I think '05 she moved with her family, obviously, to East Brunswick, New Jersey. She began singing and her whole thing at age 5. Her dad, awesome guy, man. I really love her dad. Wonderful gentleman. He was a fireman, retired fire. I believe he's retired right now. New York City firefighter, and he was there for September 11th attacks. Her mom was a New York City school teacher. It's just a solid family she comes from. She was homeschooled from the 8th grade on. Because, man, they had to get her voice lessons and her auditions and her performances and recording chops together. So it paid off. I'm going to ask her a whole bunch of questions about some of the things I've been reading about. In 2014, I read that she went and studied at New York University in London. I didn't even know there was a freaking place in London. That was New York University. So we'll talk a little bit about that. With BMI, which is a wonderful foundation for songwriters, she won she won a scholarship for John Lennon scholarship actually for that over in for that school. So that's a wonderful thing. Her first recording, I don't know if it's the first recording, but I believe it was La La Land. I remember that one. I think that was in 2016. Off the top of my head, I can't really remember. But, you know, wonderful career, wonderful musical just force to be reckoned with. And now she's got this thing, a TikTok thing, man, that's just really becoming just a wonderful source and vehicle for her personality. She has a total of 21. I might be wrong. I might be way off, but I think 21.3 million likes and 1.3 million followed her TikTok videos. She wrote one for a parody video, and she plays piano and sings, obviously, for Frankie Jonas of the Jonas Brothers, and Frankie loved it and reached out to her and commented with about what she produced. She's a great singer-songwriter. She went from Jersey to L.A. She's in L.A. now, and she's riding up a storm and placing music with a lot of top artists that we'll talk about. But man, right now the TikTok thing is crazy. She's just more than TikTok too, but she's just got a lot of original songs that are just wonderful. I could talk just about originals, and we will talk about originals. Her TikTok is parody. She's got over 30 parody songs right now, and you know, she just hams it up. Some of them are hammy. I think the first one that she did was it the Stacy thing? Was it might have been a Stacy thing. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll talk about that more. You know, just recently, like I said, she's been doing over 30 videos on this TikTok, and Ellen DeGeneres just had her on her show and came and also invited, since COVID is happening, she wasn't physically on the show. She was there via Skype or maybe Zoom. I don't know how they did it. But she also has an invitation to go back and live and perform with Ellen, which is wonderful, and she killed it. It was a great segment she had. You know, it's music is her definitely, you know, it's her therapy, just like my therapy. Ellen really was really showcased her in a nice way. So that was wonderful. What else can I say about her? I mean, I like her because she also writes for very unselfish reasons. You know, I think she writes for just the organic vibe, and you know, also I think it's therapeutic for her. She's actually stated that's therapeutic for her. Throughout her journeys, her purposes remain the same. I really believe she was here to put, you know, music and to share her happiness through her music. I first met her in 2015 at a New York Yankees, hence the Yankee hat, party, an old-timers weekend. Dave Rosenthal, Billy Joel keyboard player, was with me. Mark Rivera, wonderful sax player who's been with Billy for 40 years. We were hanging out with the not with the Mets. I'm a Yankees guy. A couple of guys with the Mets, not Mark so much. But well, Dave's a Yankee guy too. Some of the other band members are Mets guys. That's a New York thing. So anyway, we're hanging out, and you know, hanging out with Don Manningly. We're talking to Don, and we're talking to Roy White, wonderful, you know, alumni of the Yankees. And I see this girl, and it's JAX, and she's talking baseball with these. She's talking more baseball to these guys than we were, man. You know, Goose Gossage, that's Goose. She's talking more baseball to these guys than I was like, man, that was impressive, you know. So she was more than a pretty face. She knew her stuff about the baseball, so that was cool. And then she told me what she was doing in her career. She was a singer-songwriter, and she did it very, you know, she was very, her humanity, she was very humble. You know, it was very apparent, you know, and she's crazy and goofy just like I am. So it's like, you know, this is a cool person. We kept in touch. We had some also mutual friends in the business, because the business is as big as it is, it's kind of small. And when I've seen her career blossom tremendously, and I've been fortunate enough to keep in touch with her throughout the years. And actually, I tried to get her out with Blood, Sweat, and Tears when I was at Blood, Sweat, and Tears as a guest artist, just scheduling, and it never worked out. But I thought she would have killed that gig. This Jersey, New York girl's really done well for herself. She's grounded, and she's a humble person, and she just wants to make a positive difference with her music. So, enough about that. Let's just have her comment. Let's say hello to my buddy Jax. What's up, Jax?
What's up? That was the craziest intro anyone's ever given me.
I'm sorry. Is that good or bad?
No, you just made me seem weird. I don't even know how to live up to that intro. I'm turning red. I'm sweating. That's the whole thing. I'm just like, that was, oh God, now what?
Oh, man. I mean, I've seen your whole thing, man, since 2015. I mean, you were very talented. It's crazy the talent you have, but it's crazy just how things blossom and change. And it's, man, thanks for coming.
Wild. I know it's like a billion throwbacks in that intro. Like I just thought of all the fetus JAX era of times, like just you and me, like rooftop New York with all of these legends. And I just, I did talk to a lot of the baseball players, but not because I knew baseball, just because I didn't know baseball. And it was like, I had no idea that I was talking to like the best in the world. And my little brother was standing there and he was like,
I remember that.
Do you know who you just spoke to? And I was like, oh, some guy offered me a beer. I don't know. Like,
but I think that's why we liked you. But that was the cool part, is because like you didn't care. It was like you weren't feeding them lip service. But you were smart about it. And I think maybe your brother was feeding you lines. He's like, okay, that's Goose, or what have you.
He totally could have been messing with me. He usually is. So you just wait for April Fool's Day, Matt. April 1st. That's our real holiday between me and my brother.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Things go down on April 1st, huh? Okay.
Last April Fool's Day, I pranked him that some girl was talking to him, and he forgot he reached out to the girl, and he like tore apart a relationship, and it was like he freaked out for like 2 days straight. And then the sad part was I forgot to tell him it was an April Fool's joke, and I just kind of let him think that for like months. And I was like, oh, right, April Fools.
You're allowed to do that. It's your brother.
That's what you get for telling me somebody was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, that Roy White was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I said, nice to meet you, Babe Ruth.
I didn't know you were still alive. Oh my God, it's hysterical. Well, cool. I appreciate you coming, and you're doing really well. Oh no, I've been seeing this new promo. The one thing I left out, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. You didn't leave anything out.
I did leave something out. The impetus of Atlantic record contract coming out of TikTok. And Ellen was talking about that, and let's go back. I mean, I like to do these things with my friends because I learn a lot about you guys, because we hang out, what have you, but we don't really talk shop, and that's what I love about you. We don't talk shop.
Never.
So
No.
I mean, you were writing music. You started writing music when you're really young. I know you have a diverse catalog of music. So Atlantic actually took advantage of this though through TikTok. They seen you on TikTok. How crazy is that, man? Oh my God.
Like mind blowing. It's wild. There were times where I was like a little kid with my pop punk band that was not like anything at the time, but we were like playing outside of Atlantic Records building, like performing, and just hoping like some executive or some A&R would come down and be like, wow, who's that kid band? Like, we better sign them. Like just some weird Hollywood version of that story we thought that would happen. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Everybody I work with over there now, there are people that I've idolized growing up, and it was all just like the right place and the right time. I feel like for a while there, it wasn't like I wasn't a place for a label. Like I was out here just like writing, focusing on other artist projects. The second I came out to LA, I had signed a pub deal to pretty much just pay the bills, and also because my throat was in a bad shape, and I just wanted to emotionally and physically take some time to just write, meet the best writers, learn from the best writers, just not focus on my project for a second and take a break and dive in on and educating myself and just writing and writing and writing. But that wasn't for me, really. I mean, my artist project and JAX and like my record and my own music, that was kind of on the side for a while until quarantine happened. And the craziness of being stuck inside and not really being able to hit the studio and do co-writing sessions with other people and other writers, and everybody was super afraid. So I kind of just hunkered down and I was like, you know what, like I'm just gonna just crush it with my stuff and just really like pump it out there and see what people think. And if they hate it, they hate it. If they love it, they love it. So boom, that all happened really fast. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, no, it's killer. And, you know, for the people who don't know, because, you know, we have, what I like about our show is we have a lot of different people that are not just musos. They're into everything. So what Jax is talking about, publishing deal. So, you know, a lot of writers they come out and, you know, regardless, LA is a great place. New York's a great place, you know, and they, you know, you write for a publishing, percentage, and Weezer was one of the artists, Paris Hilton, right? Right. I'm on to you. Yeah. And
you know that? That's crazy.
I know.
Oh man, are you following me?
No. I did my homework, you know, and like I said, I've been keeping up on you. I really have. You know, it's like thanks. I could tell you were humble about it, and but you have a passion about it. So like you said, you went out to LA. I remember you going out there and saying, so okay, I'm gonna write music and try to get the publishing deals. But before that, my first question is: at 5 years old, who gave you that bug? What gave you that bug to Did you want to perform? You know, who and what gave you that bug?
I was a crazy kid. Like
come on, Jax.
I'm still a crazy kid, but like I just felt I thrived performing for people and being on stage. I grew up as like one of those psychotic little musical theater kids, like that was just nonstop, needed like full jazz hands, just so loud, you know. And like, I just needed to be on stage. My thing is primarily performing. I love to be on. I feel less awkward on stage than I do just with people in real life. So it honestly was when I was a kid, being on stage and doing Little Orphan Annie and the little things, that was my fix. But then, you know, as I kind of moved over to Jersey, there wasn't much of the Broadway scene anymore, but I still wanted to sing and I still wanted to be on stage. So I basically started joining bands and like garage bands, pop punk bands, going on tour with a bunch of teenage boys. And like, I was eventually just literally immune to the smell of body, like at a certain point as a kid, like just full on rock and roll. And I was on stage and I just needed to be singing at all times. It brings just this overwhelming amount of joy to see people smiling and singing along to words that I wrote here, like, or in my basement, you know? And I just can't imagine. I'm just really bad at everything else, Carl, if I'm going to be completely honest with you.
You do what you're good at, you know what I mean?
I suck at most things, but I do like being on stage, so I had to always be singing.
Well, your mom and dad, were they musical? How did this happen? I mean, it just came out of you?
Definitely not musical, but very charismatic people. They were always like, my dad, especially at like a party, is the first guy on the dance floor. Like, just they're a very like flirtatious couple with the world. They love everybody. They're like very comedic. We grew up with all kinds of musical influences, like the Beatles and Billy, of course. Like he's probably number one. And you know, just no singing really, but I do think that there was some sort of a career in there for the two of them that they just never pursued. They could have been like mega stars. I'm not just saying that because they're watching and I'm like, hi mom.
Hi mom, dad.
Are they commenting? Steven, are they in there? Do you see him?
I see a Ms. in here. That maybe.
Okay, there we go. That's probably my mom.
Yep, that was one of the very first comments that came in. Ms. Mazanik just says hello.
Of course she does. first
Hi.
comment.
Hi, Mama.
She just says hi.
Yep, that was it.
Oh,
Well, it's
God.
early. It's early yet, Jax. You know,
Okay.
I'll prompt this whole party. My favorite party was when you guys came to the Nassau Coliseum show with Billy. You were living in LA and you came back for that. Is that the right show?
Yeah. So
and you had your
honestly,
family, and
Yeah.
that was a blast, man. I got to hang out with
I was
everybody.
just trying. You know what, Carl? You made me look so cool because you just hooked it up with those passes, and you know, they all still live in Long Island, so like they're like massive Billy Joel fans, and I had to like
Mike.
pep talk them.
We also have
was
Mike, and you know, our friend Mike, you know, which is the
Yeah.
intermediary too. So it was like, you know, the whole
That
thing
too.
just kind of worked by accident. You guys had the tickets,
Right, and
you heard you were coming. I'm like,
Mark-
oh, we're hanging out now, you know.
Oh yeah, it's always. Well, I mean, it's always a party with us, but it was to have my family there. They were like, I just like really rolled through last second. I was like, who wants to go see Billy Joel? Like, acting like a total tough guy. Like, meanwhile, it was like all my friends. I'm like, guys, can you do this for me? Like, so cool though. That was so fun. We had our elbows on the stage. I remember, just like.
Well, especially in Nassau Coliseum too. I remember, you know, I grew up, and you grew up in Atlantic Beach. I grew up in Baldwin, not far, and you know, that was the place we went when we couldn't afford to go to New York City.
Right.
So, you know, when a good night was when you could afford to jump on a train and go to the city. But having that,
It's
the Nassau thing, and having Long Island, you know, having yourself being a Long Island artist, and that was also the night. And you met, I actually around the same time too. I'm totally going off base here with these questions, but things are hitting me. I remember you met my buddy Joan Jett's road manager, Ed Sargent. Was Joan at that show that time? Did you meet Joan, or did you work with Joan before that?
No, I would have known. I would remember meeting Joan 100%. But I did meet him, and it was Ed Sargent. He was like so cool. We haven't spoken in forever, but like he gave me all his cool merch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he loves you. He says hello. Actually, I was talking. He's been on the show, and he's Joan's road manager. Actually, not road manager. Production manager, right, Steven?
Tour manager, yeah. Tour and production.
Tour manager, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Ed's hanging out with us right now.
There he is.
Oh, he's here.
Yep.
I love that. What's up?
Yeah, he was one of the very first comments. Says, let's see, where was he at? Love JAX. Excited to have her on the show tonight. I'll find it.
Cool.
Love
His nickname's Big Daddy. That's my Big Daddy. When we toured with Maynard Ferguson, the late great jazz trumpet player, Maynard Ferguson, he was Ed was the guy. He kept everybody together and was a tour manager, and he did everything, production, everything. And Ed is the best in the business. Yeah. So.
Wow.
You know,
amazing.
we all see something in you, and obviously not just us. The world is now seeing that, and that's what I love. How did you so you have this music bug, you know, you're talking about when you're younger. When did you discover your writing and your capabilities of writing, and what drew you to that, and do you like that one more than singing or playing piano? How did that kind of come about?
Yeah. I mean, I was always a really emotional, dramatic teenager, so I needed to be able to write in order to not like be insane. So like you said earlier, that it's a super cathartic thing for me, especially if I'm going through something. But also I used to like write, and it started probably because I was so emotional and in the middle of breakups. I wanted to like write, hopefully the guy would hear the song that I would write, like as if it was, like, take that one day you'll hear it on my SoundCloud.
My Pandora is gonna get you.
Exactly. Like, honestly, like it eventually it became way bigger than that, and I realized how magical it was, especially when you write something you love, and it's like I have one recently like that this week, and it's really rare that I have that feeling, but I was up for 3 days straight, just freaking out over a song, and it's like falling in love for the first time. It's just the craziest thing. And if I didn't have songwriting, I'd probably be like the worst person ever. Like, no, really, I'd probably be like really cranky and snappy all the time. And
so it's therapeutic for you. It's an outlet.
It's therapy. It is.
Yeah.
write it all down, get it out of your system, and then you're a way better person. So
Wow. Okay.
meditate.
Well, cool. So I'm going to hit you with one more question. Well, I'm sure the floodgates are opening up here. I have a million questions, but I want to share it with everybody. Let's talk quick, since we're back in the day, so to speak. What was it like going from Long Island to Jersey and then being homeschooled? How was that for you? Was that a plus or minus? I mean, it was great that your parents did that because obviously, I'm sure it gave you opportunities to work on your craft. But how was that when you were at that age?
It was weird. I mean, it was overall the best thing to have happened. I grew up with a lot of people older than I was, and a lot of amazing producers, musicians, etc. But yeah, I mean, I didn't fit in at high school parties, that's for sure. Like when I went, I was really awkward, didn't know what to talk about. I couldn't relate to anyone. Like
Really?
it was, but I tried really, really hard, and I think they could tell. Like, hi, do you love me? I know you don't see me in the hallways, but gonna be friends forever. Yeah, no, high school parties were strange, and I would try to go to them locally, but it was, I swear, the education of a lifetime. Like there was no better education than what I was able to accomplish out of school in a corporate room. Like just all the business entourage style things you would see, I witnessed at probably 13, and you can't teach that in the textbook. So, and also, you know, what it is to be in the recording studio and be on tour and all that stuff. So like, it was just all the things you could never learn, or even if you went to school for music, like it was more of the how to be a business person, how to take control of your career, how to like.
So that was paying your dues almost. That was like almost paying. Sorry to interrupt you, Jack. That was like almost paying your dues. It was like, like okay, now I'm, you know, I'm being homeschooled, but it's going to show me, it's going to open up other avenues, and that's really wonderful. I never even thought of that. That's great.
Yeah,
because I mean,
it was more than like what you would think, like somebody homeschooling me, and I just didn't like have a social life. I like thrive on human contact. Like I love to hug people, and it was I got a lot of human contact. It was just not high school or like middle school. It was more like executives and people and talented producers and songwriters and stuff like that, vocal coaches, everybody, people, my band members, things like that, new fans. It was just really, really cool. That's one of those things I definitely don't regret. Although I definitely skipped an era. Like I skipped over the cool things about high school that everybody like kind of, oh, you remember that time in high school we used to do this? And I'm like, no.
No, I gotcha. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Well, you know, I was gonna open up, but you know, we're on the educational thing. Talk to me about NYU in London. So that.
Oh yeah.
That was what, a little later. I was what, 14? 14 you went on?
I was a kid, because homeschooling. I was kind of able to see my dog in the background. He just needed to show the entire world.
Your dog is hanging out with somebody else. There's somebody else that's hanging out with your dog back there in the kitchen. I don't know.
I don't know who you're talking about.
I think they're making coffee or dinner, maybe.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Who is she? That's my friend Ellen. She just hangs out in the kitchen sometimes.
It's okay.
Yeah. She's my weirdest flex of all things. People come in and are like, okay, cool. You're either like, we're on the Ellen show, you're just a really big Ellen fan.
It scares me in the middle of the night.
Yeah, same. In the middle of the night, yeah, I get up to pee and I'm like, every time. Like, when are you gonna stop scaring me? I don't know where to put you.
I can't.
She's like Chucky. She just keeps reappearing, even if I like put her outside. She's somehow back in like the bedroom.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I forget the question, but.
Oh, we're talking about going to. I know, I took a. London.
So NYU is just like a weird random thing. It was I won a scholarship with the John Lennon songwriting program at the time, which is crazy cool, through BMI. Okay. Which, thinking back with the song I won with, I was like, oh God, it's all wrong. Like now that I'm older, but yeah, it was crazy. I got to go to London to learn about film and production and all kinds of stuff, and it was really cool. There's an NYU campus in central London. And I wasn't 21 obviously, but they don't really care too much about the drinking age or anything like that there. So I had all these older kids around me. So I was just like getting into pubs and eating fish and chips and drinking whatever the brew that they have.
Good
the
stuff.
brew that they have. Oh no, Jack.
How long were you over there for?
Just a semester. Just a semester, yeah. But it was still crazy. It was cool. That was my first little Europe experience alone with no help.
That's awesome. How old were you?
Probably maybe 15 or 16 or something like that. Yeah.
Hard.
Too young. I remember coming home and I was like, I am so far from the drinking age. This is crazy. Like, and now life is just boring again. But
It's what it is. Right?
Paris, it's like they have when I took trips to Paris, it's just a train ride.
Sure.
So Paris, they'd have like, I don't know, 10-year-olds just having wine with dinner, just like small amounts of wine. And I was like, I can't believe that this is real right now. And then I would come home and be like, what? My parents.
Have to go to
Mom,
detox.
Dad, I didn't do that. I swear.
Get checked in, detox myself.
Yeah, literally.
But again, it's coming down to, these experiences made you who you are, and you paid your dues. It's not like you all of a sudden just did TikTok thing. That's what I love. You've been working on your craft for a long time, so that's very cool. So that being said, Steven, how you doing over there? We have people hanging out with us. Oh.
Yeah, we got a few hanging out here.
What's up, YouTube?
Got a few hanging out here in the chat. YouTube is giving us some technical issues, so I'm trying to change some things around. So if you guys are getting some laggy connections, I'm doing whatever I can on our side to help correct that. But sometimes it's just the nature of the internet gremlins. Oh,
you're totally cool. We're out here just chilling.
Yeah. So no, we got a bunch of people.
How can we help?
Yeah. You got any extra hamsters to put in the YouTube wheel? Let's see. We got a bunch of people saying hello. We got Robert, Michelle, Mama Miss Anik. It is confirmed. It is her.
Oh, that's my mom.
Yep. We got Mike. Mike Bitchman is chiming in saying, "What's up, fish heads?" He's giving people a new name, apparently, Carl.
All right.
Oh, fish heads! I love that.
Oh yeah.
Never heard that.
Yeah.
We had the fish tank, which was a bus. We had a bus, and they named it the fish tank.
Yep.
Take it away from it.
Exactly. Had a bunch of people just saying hello. We had a couple questions come in already. Our resident president of the regular crowd of the stream, Noah, is asking if you remember the first song that you ever composed.
You, Jax.
Are you sure it's for me?
Yes, you do. Mine was
First song I ever composed. You ready? Okay. It's a song called ILY. And I thought it was so good at the time. And I look back and I actually pee myself laughing at this song. It's ILY, 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 I love you. But the love will die the second that the phone does. I thought that was like brilliant.
Well, you're probably 3
Sure,
years
call it composing a song. Oh gosh, very next level 10 cringe, but that was it. ILY.
All right.
Awesome. There you go, Noah. We've already got people asking about the upcoming album. Let's see. We've got Robert asking how far away is the new album, and what can we expect to hear on it? Revenge, silly, lovey, or is it a surprise?
Ooh, you just inspired me with Revenge. That sounds fun. Mostly, it's going to be mostly singles. Until eventually, here is the
Your
album.
lyrics are dumb. Sorry.
Yeah. Someone wrote that?
No.
Oh.
That just hit me. I'm not saying her lyrics are dumb. She did the parody you did. I'm sorry. Right? The guy said your lyrics were dumb, and I love
Yeah, the guy goes,
Revenge.
lyrics are dumb.
Tell us about that. I'm sorry. It's all running to each other. I'll finish it.
That was the first like hate comment. I actually found myself, I kind of giggled out loud. But also I was like, ow, that hurts, because I worked really hard on this. And I was like, whatever, you know what? This would be funny if I actually just address, because I've never replied to a comment, and because on TikTok, you can reply to a comment in video form.
Okay.
So like you could actually click video and record, and it'll reply to somebody's comment and keep it up there. Yep. So I was like, this will just be my first one, I think.
It's great. You guys, if you guys haven't checked it out, check it out on TikTok. She's just replying to somebody saying a really horrible negative thing. Revenge. When I heard revenge, that's what I heard. That stuck in my head. But you did it in a nice way. It's like, let's hear your stuff. It's got to be great. Let's hear your lyrics.
I somehow managed to rhyme Cheeto dust all over your face with space bar.
I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. All right, so let's get back to your record. So
yes,
the question was revenge. What was the other ones?
It was like revenge. Oh no, you know what? I forgot the other ones. But I we both forgot. Sorry. What was it? Who was the person?
Oh, it's we had revenge, lovey, or is it a surprise? There were just a few different subject lines.
My next one is gonna be one you've already heard a snippet of, and that comes out in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. It comes out on the 26th. I'm really excited. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but I did it anyway.
I'll say it. The 26th.
Yeah, Carl, you say it.
Blame it on me. That jerk trumpet player. It's the 26th. Keep an eye out.
The 26th. What? What are you doing? No. Yeah, no, that one is a song called 90s Kids. And I just feel like the 90s are underrepresented on TikTok. So there's that one. Then I have one that it means a lot to my heart that comes out after. And then a few more in the works that we're trying to get like tightened up and produced. Before I signed the deal, I had a lot of songs in the making. And now that I'm with the label, I also have access to all new writers and stuff like that. So the way it'll be is probably I'll be dropping singles, and then eventually it'll be like, wow, there's the record. But I don't think there'll be anytime soon where you'll see the full album, but it'll be more like singles leading up to an album.
That makes sense. I mean, it seems like that's the way of the world now too. Everybody wants a quick,
yeah,
4-minute tune on to the next thing, So
yeah, what's that one Billy line? It's not like to dance on my hands on my pants on my neck and I ride on my check. But wait, it was the one. What is it? It's gotta be 2 minutes long, right?
Yep. If it ain't 2:30, I should know the lyrics. I play trumpet.
You really should. That's not me. That's you. So I cut it down to 3:05.
3:05, exactly.
3:05, which is wild now because that's actually pretty long now.
It's really long now when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's like 2:40.
2:40. Really? So actually, that's that's good to know. So in a pop world, what are they saying? Is 2:40 long, or is that kind of like what it should be?
It's what it should be. I mean, I've seen it go up to like a little over 3, maybe, but tops, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people can't keep, it's a different society now. It's a swipe. I call it the swipe society. Next, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, whatever, it's like, whatever doesn't catch you in 5 seconds, they're on to the next thing. So 3 minutes.
I try to find like a happy medium between like looking at the record like it's, a TikTok, and like looking at it like it's my music, because I still want the people on TikTok still want them to see it, because it's all kind of algorithm based.
Okay.
So a lot of what I do is cater to TikTok and social media, and how almost how fickle social media is. It's just like speed. Everybody is like, the attention span is really low, and everybody's in it for like, the average watch time of the video is never really past 15 seconds. Which is crazy, because all my stuff's like a minute. So I'm like, oh God, writing these songs, I'm just cutting lyrics the whole time, just so maybe to get people to see it and get it in the feed. So it's definitely a weird balance, but yeah,
Your
with the
art,
songs too.
I bet your art, like Steven and I, like, we'll put out a track, and jazz is crazy because I think 4 minutes or 5 minutes is short, but realistically, it's way long.
Yeah.
But your creative side's like, oh, I have to have this verse in here, or I have to have this part and this interlude. But realistically, just get to the point, and it's so you do the same thing. You're just scratching through. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to put this in, the meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. I actually recently taught. I didn't. It's not out yet, but I filmed a songwriting course. And there is actually an element of that's like really a challenge. It's not like it's necessarily a bad thing all the time. It's actually, if you can challenge yourself to make something concise and shorten it, and scrap the little bits away that maybe aren't even necessary, and just get this and still get the same feeling out of people, that's really cool too. It's just I talk so much that I've never really been able to master that.
You get to the point, and that's what I like about the T.Ë.T.I thing. It forces everybody to kind of be like, put it out there. Yeah, boom. Well, that's cool. What else?
Yeah.
Steven, I don't want to hog all the questions.
What about you, Carl?
What's going on with me?
What's going on with you?
I got a green shirt. It's St. Patty's Day. We had taken 3 weeks off. We've had
very festive.
We've had a wonderful 4 seasons doing this. Actually, we're coming on in 3 weeks. Will be a year. So we've been doing this, and we did it just to kind of hang out with our friends because we were bored. We haven't been playing. Really has been, we've been like everybody. The COVID has kind of put everybody in their house.
We're stuck.
Yeah. So everybody's, healthy and happy, and we're trying to put as much content out. Steven's been great because he's been poking and prodding me to play different things, and so we've been keeping busy that way. And we're just trying to keep everything going and creatively because it's a crazy time. Part of the reason why I think Steve and I are still doing this is because we didn't think people were going to hang out with us. We figured we'd do a week or two and whatever. But I'm a trumpet player, But what I like about it is there's a lot of people on here that hang out with us that are in all walks of life, and I think that's, in a way, the COVID has been a horrible thing, but it's brought people together with a common goal of, information and having fun at the same time. And,
yes.
And family, it's about family, trying to keep your, relationships with people. And I'm very happy to have Steven and yourself come on here and all our great guests. So
I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, COVID is crazy. Like, psychologically, it's wild that we're going to tell people we lived through this, because it's like, it forced us to talk to people that we love.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
Can you imagine?
I learned more about people probably in this last year that I would never, like I say this constantly, when I hang out with these people, I don't, I'm going to hang out with you, JAX. I'm not going to ask you what you did for school. No, that's not what happens, but I learned.
You're like,
so much.
What are you ordering? Can I get you some fries?
Yeah.
Sure.
We have something to eat. Can we drink some?
Yeah, I don't know. Who wants to talk about music after a show?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Steve, what do you got for us? You got something else to kind of
get
our appetite?
Oh yeah. We actually had a question for you, Carl, come in from one of JAX's fans, asking how you got your start with the Billy Band.
Good question. I was traveling for years, for about about 15 years prior to that, joining Billy with a lot of jazz acts, mainly 12 years on and off with the late great Maynard Ferguson. And I got off the road in New York at the time and had a Broadway bug. I never really wanted to be a Broadway musician. That really wasn't my style. I was like, JAX, I love performing. I like going out on the road. I didn't want to do the same show twice, the same set twice, so to speak. So long story short, though, I came home and I was like, okay, the gigs in New York were great. The sessions were, the session work, I was very fortunate to do recording work, but I came in there in the end, man, to be a recording studio musician. I came in where I couldn't make a living doing that, and so I had to do a lot of different things, playing weddings, and the Broadway thing came up, and it was this show called Moving Out. It was Billy Joel's Broadway show, and
Moving Out.
exactly. And so that's how I got with the Billy Joel camp. The two wonderful gentlemen from that, Tommy Burns, another Long Island guy, was Billy Joel's music director and guitarist, and still is in the organization, a wonderful producer and guitarist. Tommy was the music director of that show, Moving Out, and I was a sub. I started subbing on it, and then I became principal a couple years later, and did that full time, and it was closing up, and Chuck Burgee, who is also the drummer of Moving Out, a wonderful drummer, and he's done a million tours with a million different acts, a very seasoned musician, got the call to play with Billy also. So he got the call prior to me, and Billy started rehearsing, and I got a couple days later, they called me and said, we'd like you to come in and play some tunes. And it just kind of snowballed. The show was closing, and Billy started, that was 2005, and he started this thing called 12 Gardens Live, which was 12 gigs at Madison Square Garden that was sold out. Originally it started 6. I figured I'd just do those 6, but 15 years later, I'm still here. I'm like a disease. I don't go away. There's no cure for me to go away. There's no penicillin for me. So,
no penicillin for me.
So, they've been great. I've been horrible, aren't I? They've been great though, because it's a family organization, and so I'm coming on 25 years of traveling, and loving every minute of it. So this year's been interesting. I've had to learn how to not use my frequent flyer miles, but hopefully that answers the question.
That is not fun to stop in the middle of your 25 years of travel.
Yeah.
My wife keeps on bringing me. It's an inside joke, but we'll get up in the morning and she'll say, "All right, come on, pack your bags." I'm like, "Why?" She goes, "I'm dropping you off at the airport. Don't you have somewhere to go?"
Bye. Good luck.
It's all good.
Awesome.
It's all good.
Awesome.
You got some more cues?
Yeah, I got one from Barbara, asking, Jax, what do you think it was that gave you your best or biggest break?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, this is the craziest thing that's happened to me ever on TikTok. I mean, I would maybe chalk it up to the platform. It's really cool. In a matter of like 3 months, I'm almost at 2 million followers on there, which is nutty because
it's great.
What? That's like numbers I've never seen. That's like when my brother and I were kids, we'd see something go viral on YouTube because it had 1 million views. Yeah. We were like, it's viral! Like that's the Fred, or hi, I'm Fred. Remember that kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was viral content to us. So like now that it's happening and I'm seeing numbers like 15 million a video, like 10, like those things are just like mind blowing to me. So this is probably the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. I'd say the fact that Ellen DeGeneres sent into my DMs, and I thought it was spam. Like I thought it was someone trying to get me to click a link to steal my identity.
Really?
It wasn't. So yeah, good thing I ran that by everyone else because I was about to just flag that and throw it in my spam folder. Yeah, okay, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, sure.
Do you want me to sign up for Cash App and just send you everything I have in my bank account?
She's in your kitchen now. You know.
I was gonna say now she's making dinner.
Now she's here, just bringing the leftover Chinese food in the fridge. Oh, Ellen, stop! Can you just?
You be quiet.
Yeah. This is not about you.
About my friend
I
Jax.
was like, it's wild. At one point, I just put her in the window, and the neighbors were like, "This is crazy." She looks like a massive psychotic Ellen fangirl. Like it doesn't look. You wouldn't think that this show happened virtually in here. It was more like Jax loves Ellen so much. Yeah. It also doesn't help that I don't blink. on TikTok. That's like my biggest roast of all the fans, and I actually I like to laugh along because they're not wrong.
Really? Wow, I never noticed that.
You know, it maybe if you just have this eerie, creepy feeling inside of you when you're watching a video of mine, that's why, and you don't realize why. But it's really because when I'm looking in this camera and I'm trying to get a really good video done, I'm not very good at TikTok. I just started it like 2 months ago and 3 months ago, maybe, like just doing these parodies and being theatrical kind of. And I don't really want to miss a beat because I feel like if I close my eyes, I'll miss something and do something stupid. So I'm just constantly staring at myself down, and then at certain points I'm like, why am I crying? Like, oh, it's because I haven't blinked in 30 minutes filming this video. Yeah, so creepy Jax.
I mean, what do you actually wake up in the morning and like, okay, these parodies come to you overnight? I know when I write, and Billy's talked about too, sometimes things come to you right away and just bang. And or is it a long, arduous process for you to go through?
I think it's both. I think I'd say mainly that's why the pandemic was really hard, because I get a lot of inspiration just talking to people. If I hear something in conversation, I'm like, oh, that's a really cool word. Oh, that's a really cool concept. Like that's when it starts flowing randomly. And then I wasn't, for so long, it was just me and my boyfriend, and we were just watching Tiger King, and that's all I got. But
that's all we did too. Yeah, Tiger King.
It's like, oh, there's only so much the Tiger King and Carol Baskin can give you for a TikTok. But no, I sometimes I dream it, and sometimes I would say it's usually at the most inconvenient times, like when I'm right about to fall asleep and I'm like, I have to record it because I'm gonna forget it. So I leave a little recorder next to my bed.
Sure.
Today I have one on the stair climber. Should I tell you what it is?
Why not?
I think it'll be my next one. You know that song Glamorous by Fergie?
Yeah.
It's like GLAMO. I'm gonna do one called Stimulus. Like about not being glamorous, just about really wanting a stimulus check. There's STILUMOUS. Is that how you spell stimulus? Oh no, I'm missing an L.
You gotta rewrite it.
No, that was right. That was right. I think. Oh God. I was
You're asking the
homeschooled.
wrong guy. I said Trumpet. Steven knows how to spell.
Yeah. Although, you know what? Deep cut, like when I was listening to Fergalicious on the stair climber today, this was the first day gyms opened in LA, by the way. I spent a lot of time in there today. I realized they spell tasty wrong. Like T to the A to the STEY, girl, you tasty. And I'm like, wait a second, Fergie. There is no E in tasty. I know it.
You missed it. No,
Maybe that was the point. But yeah, I'm gonna do that one probably. I also, I want to try to do like a parody of the that one, the Black Parade.
Oh, that just the Beyonce thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Kinda. I thought about doing it like it was the therapist being like it sounds like your father, he really screwed you up, and that's why you have so many issues, you know, maybe from that way. I don't know. Something like that. But they're constant. Like they're one that and it's a lot of listening to throwbacks. What I try to do on TikTok, usually, like you talked about the Frankie Jonas one, and I knew that one was just specifically to like one group of kids, but I try to make it so everyone from 13-year-olds to my age, my parents' age, and maybe even my grandparents like know the song and get the concept. That's not easy to do. That's probably my biggest challenge on TikTok.
Not easy, yeah. Especially
it's like the paintbrush of all the generations.
Yeah. Well, it's the demographic, and that's what's amazing. You know, you talk about your grandparents, your parents, yourself, people who are a lot younger than you. What amazes me is like I go to a show, you know, a Billy Joel show, and you have the whole demographic, and like my goddaughter knows the words better than I do, and you know, and she's 17 years old. I'm like, oh my God! But my your grandparents grew up. I'm like, it's crazy. So I really think good music's good music, and you'll figure it out. You're figuring it out now. I mean, you know.
We'll see. Hopefully, you know, my biggest goal at the end of the year is to get the music on the record to translate over there too, and to get people to listen to it. I'm excited for the next 2 songs that I don't even understand. I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, cool.
But
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to check it out, without a doubt. You know, while I'm talking about this too, Bitchcraft. I like that. You know? That's a very cool tune. I mean, when you're doing a tune like that, you know, you talked about NYU in London, about the movie and video type of thing. You're doing TikTok. It's a camera. It's what we see is what you get. Obviously, it's a different headspace doing a video like, you know, Bitchcraft, for instance. So explain to us what's your creative process. Obviously, the humility of what you're doing TikTok, I think the organic part is a lot to do with it, but your creative side when you're doing these videos too, they're really well done. I mean, that video particularly, and and then this latest track too that you have out, Ring Pop, killer.
Two super different ones. Bitchcraft happened because my friend was cheated on by some total weenie. Like, he was like the worst type of human, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna write a song and try to get her out of her funk.
Cool.
And like, almost, I'm gonna teach you how to get him back. That was one of my revenge songs. Back to that guy's question. But Ring Pop's the opposite. Ring Pop's about being broke and in love in the middle of a global pandemic. So
with your man, who's awesome. Well, actually, he wasn't on a video, but who was on the video, by the way, on Ring Pop?
So, oh my God. So it was great. It's the guy who plays, I don't know if you remember the Nickelodeon show, Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide, but my brother and I, yeah, that's him. Like, all grown up and looking like all cute and stuff. Let me tell you, I know I probably shouldn't say this on camera, but I had to like shoot some tequila just to get through that kissing scene, because my boyfriend was the one filming the scene. So when I tell you, I'm like shaking.
Don't hate me.
And I'm like, Devin, his name's Devin, not Ned. That's another thing I had to like prep myself in the mirror. Like, do not call him Ned. Do not call him Ned. Like, his name's Devin, and I'm shaking. I'm real nervous because, you know, he's like my childhood Nickelodeon crush. My brothers texted me, all my girlfriends texted me, like, no way is he in your video. And he was so cool about it. He just said, we just asked him, and he said yes. We thought he'd be really good for it. We're trying to throw it back to like early 2000s, 90s. So it was so cool and so weird at the same time, but he's a pro. Cool. So in that video, he was like, Jax, listen to me. Look me in the eye. And I was like, okay. He was like, I am an actor. I have had intimate scenes with wives, pregnant people, all of the people you could imagine. This is I am unfazed right now. And I'm like, okay. No. Cool. We got this. And break. And my boyfriend's like,
I can't see this. I have to see it.
I can't look at it. How's it look? Someone tell me.
No, it's actually, the video is great. The tune's wonderful, but you know, it's that, like, you know, again, seeing everything blossom throughout your career, and like you said, the revenge with Bitchcraft, and going to the ring, the story, the storyline of Ring Pop 2 is so beautiful. It's really. Yeah, it's a beautiful story.
I can't wait to write a song with you.
Let's do something.
When?
Tonight. It's in the middle of the night. We'll both wake up singing, singing off a melody.
I'll just send you the voice note, and you'll be like, oh God, what is this? Oh no, dude, don't do that. Yeah, no, I'm planning on coming back to New York, masking up, gloving up, sanitizing, and coming to New York for my birthday on Cinco de Mayo, which is a crazy birthday. Try actually to meet everybody at Atlantic for the first time.
That'll be wonderful, yeah.
I signed in a pandemic, so I never really got to meet like Craig and everybody at the label, so I'm really excited. So maybe we could socially distance and grab a Bloody Mary.
Yeah. You know, I moved down to New York. We haven't talked in a while. Well, we talked, but I'm down in Florida.
Oh, right, you're in Florida. No, I knew that. Actually, I knew that.
we're looking like, I mean, it's going to be a while before we start playing again, but I think we're all in a really positive time. Everybody still stays safe, and things will hopefully get better and start traveling. I mean, people right now, spring break down here in Florida, everybody's going crazy. I mean, it's like
Florida's not like did Florida ever get a pandemic?
it's there's been some crazy stuff here, but that's all.
It's different. It's so different in LA. Like LA is so, we still have nothing's really open.
Yeah,
it's pretty much just a dead zone out here. But then I went home to Jersey for a second to see my parents, and that was semi-open. It was like outdoor dining and whatever, but everybody is pretty casual. Out here it's still really tense. Like there's lines outside Trader Joe's and everybody's like angry all the time, kind of just like you can't too close.
But how good is Trader Joe's, though, I have to say, especially
it's worth it. It's worth every Karen.
They're actually expensive, but we have one here too. My wife and I go like, oh my God, this is great.
The best. You guys try that everything but the bagel seasoning?
No, really?
Oh, so you haven't really been to Trader Joe's.
I'm into those freaking well, there's two things: the Indian food, believe it or not, the frozen Indian, and they have the Dunkers. Have you tried the Dunkers? It's like crack in a can.
Oh,
they're cookies.
The cookies, right?
Yeah, cookies. But it's just so stupid. They're called Dunkers. I'm like, you gotta be. The pandemic is horrible for me, so it's not good. It's not good.
It's been a hard year.
It's been rough. So, Steven, did we lose our friends? Did we lose Steven and our friends on the chat? Or is it just Jax and Carl show now?
Should we write a parody for Carl?
Go for it.
Carl. Ooh. That's it. That's the song.
Hey, you shouldn't eat the Dunkers.
Yeah, you don't eat the Dunkers. You fat.
Please don't eat the Dunkers, because nobody even knows what's in that shoe.
That's
Sorry,
great.
guys. I'm in the TikTok studio right now, which is literally my living room. Ellen in the kitchen.
Ellen's checking it out. She's like, I don't know.
Guys, I was thinking about putting
that guy in the
laser
green shirt.
beams in her eyes. If we put just laser beams, and then I was gonna put it in the studio and scare my producer just in the booth, and Ellen's just kind of sitting there on the microphone with laser beams coming out of her eyes. I think that would be really powerful.
All judgingly.
Yeah, all judgingly, exactly.
Speaking of parodies, Jessica Skelton says, "I love your parodies from the opposite viewpoints." So
yes, the POV. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So the view of the mom was pretty funny.
I have an easier time. My mom's so pissed off about it. I have an easier time being my mom. Just this my parents are Italian, Jewish, Brooklyn, all the loud things, and it was just Long Island, all the easy. Stacy, get your boyfriend out of here. I don't need him in my house. And she's like, I sound like that. And I'm like, yes, you really yes. I don't know how to. Thank you for the inspiration. She's like, I know you're making fun of me. And I was like, no, I'm glorifying it.
Yeah, immortalizing.
Showing the world how awesome you are.
Think of a love tap. It's a love.
It's a love tap. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a love tap. It's a shout out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Let's
the
see.
One that was I also did Dad too. I was the one that's my daughter's been dating this moronic punk. She met him on the Tinder. That's something my dad would say. I was like, how do I write this as my dad? She met him on the Tinder. That's my dad would say that. And yeah. Anyway. I thought about, tell me if this is funny or if this sucks. If I was if I did from the Wonderwall's perspective, and I just kind of sat there you're like, no, that sucks. Tell me
Well, I was talking, but I think there was an internet gremlin and nothing came out.
Sure, yeah, it was the delay, not a real delay in laughter. I'm pretty sure I heard a cricket.
I didn't mean to hang out to dry. I mean, put it in perspective for me. Give me another view.
It's just that, like, because it's a ball and it wonders. I don't know.
Well, I like how you.
Ellen, shut up!
Ellen's fault. Get out of the kitchen, Ellen.
Stop it! Touching me.
I had a feeling it was going to go left.
Sorry.
All right.
Let's see. I got another one here.
We love you a lot.
I got another one here that's related to TikTok, and this is actually kind of interesting because Carl has just kind of started the TikTok journey. And yeah, he's on it. He's on it.
You're there.
What's that?
Oh God, there's this one guy that's so funny. He does unnecessary sax solos in parts of the song that didn't really call for it, but he's amazing.
Really?
You should duet that guy.
Wow. Actually, I've been duetting. What's funny for me is I've been checking out some people who I would normally check out. Have you checked out Emily Bear? Have you heard her?
Yes.
Piano player. She's doing that. And so she's like coming from this jazz thing, but she's got this theatrical orchestral thing she's doing now with. What is that thing she's doing, Steven? I can't remember the play.
It's a Netflix show that's really popular. I can't remember the name of it right now.
Is it Bridgerton?
Yes, yeah.
Having a senior moment. Bridgerton. She's doing that right now, so she's really busy. But before that, she was doing some really cool jazz things. I'm like, I was Steve and I was using it as an exercise to play. It's kind of like like let me just click the camera on.
Why not?
And play. And like, okay, the red light's on, go. So like I give myself, I have half hour. I'm gonna play, whether it be good or bad. I'm gonna play some, and so I've been kind of duetting with some people. And there's this wonderful guitar player, Ebony Loren. She's doing some really nice things out of Chicago. But that's a really good idea. Yeah, but actually, I was looking at some of your stuff. I'm like, I was actually gonna mess with you tomorrow. I was like, I'm gonna play all over your stuff and just be like,
oh my God, please
noxious.
Wait, can I write one for you? Oh God, I should probably do a Billy Joel one. I haven't really touched on Billy Joel yet, but I have gotten to We Didn't Start the Fire, but like everything that's wrong with the world right
you
now.
You and I were talking about that. Yeah. That would be great for you because I mean,
that'd be funny.
Also, have you seen this? They had a dance, the Zanzibar dance. You see this whole thing on TikTok?
No.
Oh my God.
Wait. Do it.
Thank you, Jax. Thank you.
Like all the dances start with this.
I haven't seen it. Maybe you should show me.
Every dance on TikTok starts with.
Yeah. Here, let me make your camera bigger.
Yeah.
There you go, Carl. Now it's bigger.
All that stuff. I'm like, what?
It's very strange. I'm bad at it. And I actually have a girl coming over tomorrow who's got like 8 million followers on there as a dancer. And I'm like super stressed about it. I get really nervous because she's like incredible, but I cannot, like, I am so uncoordinated. It's a joke. And she's like, we should do a TikTok together. And I'm like, how? Tell me. I'll write you a song and you can dance to it.
Oh my God. Funny.
Oh, that's
but
great.
Yeah, we should do
dance song where they're actually doing this whole thing and they're playing air guitar. And it's actually quite funny.
Wait, what was it too? Say it again.
It's what is it? It's just Zanzibar dance. Billy had it on his website. It was hysterical. It was a girl made a dance to it. And I actually played on one thing. I felt like playing. I was like, I'm gonna play. I can't dance. My dance is the same dance I've done for 30 years, left to right, to front to back. If I don't have this, I gotta work on this. Yeah, that's it. That's the Zanzibar.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so you have seen it. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know it perfectly. Actually, wait, time out. I know one. It's the one that's like, look so perfect standing there in my American Apparel. I don't know. Screw it. I'm done. I give up.
Always have this. Like, what are you making, a pizza?
Yeah.
It's what it looks like. They do like this one. Oh wait, no. No, that's not it. It was I know that this is the whoa, and then they do the dice roll.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
I don't think that's not how it's supposed to look, but they do it.
Oh my God.
That's pretty funny. You know, but while we're talking about TikTok, what do you think it is about that particular app, JAX, that has? I mean, obviously there's billions of users of this app, but a lot of people, you see them, they'll get traction on one video or maybe two, but you're seeing some longevity in that traction. Like, you're seeing 1 million on this one, another 1 million on this one, so it's becoming consistent. What do you think it is about this particular app that allows for that?
I honestly don't know. I don't really know, but what I do know is that when quarantine started, I started posting original music on there, thinking it was my last hope because I had no opportunity to do gigs, and I flopped for like a year. No, I got maybe 1,000 views tops on my original stuff, and then when the first one went and blew up, everybody circled back and realized that there was similar content like it. So I think it's a lot of being consistent and posting consistently on there. So even if you don't see anything happening for a long time, the one that does go, if people go back and see, oh, it wasn't just a one-off funny video, there's actually a lot of content like this, I think I'm gonna press follow, because I think I'm gonna be expecting more content like it. Like, I think that was a big key to it being not just a one-off random thing, because I'm constantly on the piano singing. So, I mean, people just kind of expected me to keep posting that. And that's just my theory, by the way. I have, that algorithm's so confusing to me. I have no idea, really. I was in shock that the coolest thing about going viral on there for the first time was the follow-up video also doing incredibly well. And I was like, this can't be real life. It's like, God was just like, here you go. This should be fun. Mind blowing. I don't even know. I wish I could answer that question, but I do think consistency is important on TikTok. Just keep posting content that people know they can come back to, and they know there's a reason why they press follow.
Okay, that's great.
That's it. Keep doing the sax duets. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's organic though too. It's like, again, it's just, you're not. There's no. Here it is.
That's the other thing is
see,
who put that piano there?
Is that Ellen's chili that made that noise? Ellen, get out of the kitchen.
Ellen, hey!
Sorry. I'm never gonna be on the Ellen show now.
That would be such a funny April. Dude, that would be the craziest April Fool's joke if I didn't tell my boyfriend and I put a fart machine on Ellen. And then he walked into the kitchen and I just pressed it and he just looks at Ellen like, did you just fart?
Ellen, I didn't know you had it in you. It's a safe bet I'm never going to be on her show now.
Yeah, Ellen, if you'll have us again, please. We love you so much. And I love you more than the cutout. I don't know actually anymore. This thing is just the nicest piece of furniture we own in this apartment now. This thing is slightly more expensive than everything from Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby and Home Goods.
Home Goods, man.
And Trader Joe's. That's it. That's the apartment.
That's all you need.
And then Ellen actually, she was so cool. She had sent me home with like an entire TikTok rig.
I see a ring light, and she gave you a keyboard too, right?
The ring light I'm on right now. Can you see him? And yeah, the keyboard. She gave me a brand new Casio.
Nice.
I have this Ellen backdrop here, but I'm at a certain point. It's not really the aesthetic of the apartment, but I can't seem to
match
get
my drapes.
No. It's blue. It says Ellen on it. It you know, and at a certain point, I know I'm gonna have to finally let go of it. But I'm waiting to maybe finally move into a house that'll ever be affordable in LA. But then I'll just have some storage unit to have my Ellen shrine.
There you go. There she is.
Yeah, there's exactly. But yeah, so we have any more questions? I'm wired.
Okay, I'll throw one at you. So, there's a couple of them I could really throw at you here. Now I have to think.
I'll do it.
No, a serious question. What brings you the most joy right now? Because I know you love to have fun. Is it actually composing or singing right now, or is it both? Or both?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like in general, like aside from all the music. You see me? Oh,
yeah, we lost you for a second.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, my phone just said you're on 20% battery, which means eventually I'll have to figure that one out. Yeah, no, it's good. 20% will last me a lifetime. That's what I learned on the subway, especially.
Yeah. You're an
what composed? I'm a lyricist, I think, at heart. That's the fun part for me. Like when I get to just have my own creative space to write lyrics, and I work best probably alone. But I did spend years and years of my life co-writing. And I love that too. It's just easiest for me to write when I have no one around me.
Okay, so it's not actually sitting down and singing. It's just writing the lyrics and the melody that you love.
Yeah, and I'd rather I have the most fun on stage, so I have the most fun performing.
Me too. Yeah.
So like that would come up
That's
first, and then it would be writing, and then it would be, building the track and writing the chorus and like doing whatever. But that's really my process alone. Is like when I have a concept, I just run over the piano and start to write it. So
gotcha.
I guess the lyrics and chords usually kind of come hand in hand in the melody. It's just mainly I like to start with a concept, and then people out in LA, it's like a different songwriting scene. So in LA and even New York, they'll be like, "Wow, that's so Nashville of you." I get that like all the time.
It's funny you said that.
It's very Nashville.
Well, it's funny you said, because I remember when I first met you, you're like almost like a punk rock, not a punk rock, but a lot different edge than now. Especially with the intervals that you're singing now. It's amazing the intervals that you're singing. It's killer. I'm sorry, the intervals though are really, and they're dead on intonation wise. They're really dead on, and you don't get that with a lot of, especially like I look at like a CBGB type of, like your shirt. Got a Ramon shirt on or whatever. You don't get that. You don't get that, and not that it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but the intervalactic type of thing that you're doing, especially organic TikTok, it's really dead on. It's really, really nice to hear, and I didn't know that of you, so I kind of threw me for a loop too. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not.
Well, I grew up with Broadway, classic rock. I grew up with Billy. Like I grew up with all those things, but I do find actually one of my own biggest like critiques of myself on TikTok was that a lot of times I'm sacrificing the vocals for the performance of it, because it's a lot of comedy. So like sometimes I won't even be paying attention whether or not I'm like flat or something or belting when I should be, because for me it's more important to like make people laugh.
Sure.
In some of these, so it's definitely a fine line, because you don't want to just become a joke. Like you still want to let people know, like, oh, I do this, but also like, yeah. I mean, sometimes but I'm working on it. I'm learning as I go each TikTok. So I appreciate that though, because you're a legend. That means a lot. My parents are probably freaking out running around the room watching this right now. So they love you so
around
hard.
and say, "Get off, JAX! This guy in the green shirt is crazy."
No, my God.
I like your dad, Mom. I actually had
Carl Fischer.
I hung with your dad at Mike's place when you had a show. I had a blast with your dad. We laughed the whole night. And Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I literally said I'm going live with Carl tonight, and he just didn't even ask Carl who. He just knew.
Oh,
like he's like,
good dude.
Shit, I'm there. Like,
what's up, Pops?
I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll send you the link. I'll just put it on Instagram. You just swipe up.
Swipe up, Pops.
Yeah, swipe up, Pops.
She does the Tinder. Does she do the Tinder?
She's like, you think Carl's on the Tinder?
You do the Tinder? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Those crazy animals.
We actually have somebody from one of the Billy fan forums asking if Jax has a favorite from the Billy catalog.
Oh,
There you go.
that's an impossible question. Well, I have a tattoo of Billy Joel on my arm, so maybe I have a So It Goes tattoo right there, like a proper fangirl.
Never knew that.
I think this the most sentimental Billy song to me would be "You're My Home," and my favorite would be "She's Always a Woman."
Oh wow.
Maybe it's so hard because like scenes from Italian Restaurant, there's the New York State of Mind, Captain Jack, like all those I don't know, it's so hard. It just depends on my mood, but I have I'm a massive fan, so want me to sing one?
Do your thing.
I don't know if I know it.
If you're feeling it, I'm never gonna stop you. Do your thing.
Don't make me sing.
Don't sing. Oh, here we go.
Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna wing this. She can kill with a smile. She can move with her eyes. She can ruin your faith with her casual eyes. Baby, she only reveals what she wants you to see. She hides like a child, but she's always a woman to me. Baby, oh, she takes care of herself. She can wait if she wants. She's ahead of her time. Oh, and she never gives out, and she never gives in. She just changes her mind. And she's frequently kind, and she's suddenly cool. She can do as she pleases, she's nobody's fool. But she can't be convicted, she's earned her degree. Blame it all on yourself, 'cause she's always a woman to This is Carl's version of the song. Now what? Carl time? I don't know.
I gotta tell you,
So
what I love.
a Carl to me.
Well, I gotta tell you, what I love about you is whatever you do, it's you. You know, what I mean, I love. There's a lot of singer-songwriters, piano players. You know, oh, it has to be this exact verse. It has to be this exact chord change, and that's wonderful. I'm not dogging that, but what you bring to the table is like you're an original. Deep down, you're an original jazz musician. Just the way you came out of the B section, and you played a different chord, and you hung on something, then you changed the time on something else, and it's cool. It's a different twist.
Oh my God, that coming from you is crazy.
It's a different twist, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with being yourself. I love people that do this. The concrete, the exact version, that's wonderful too, but you bring a different thing to it. That's my opinion. I love it. It's great. I enjoy it. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thanks, man. I just feel like I just made the mood slow. It's like boom, 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 boom. What's the matter with the clothes? Just like, anyway, what's going on in New York? Anyway. Dude, I love, you know who I love? Mike Del Giudice. Am I saying that right?
Mike Del Giudice. He's
Dude,
the
yeah.
same guy. He can do Billy note for note, but he brings his own thing to it, and that's what I love about Mike too. He has his own.
I am such a fan. I love his story. Somebody was telling me that it was like at a fair, right? That he was playing at a fair, right?
Well, he was playing. Well, he had a band called, and he still has the band called Big Shot, and was playing in Long Island in the city. We're, for years, and a lot of his band were some of the Billy guys. Tommy Burns, Chuck's played in the band.
Wow.
And so we all knew of him, but he's an organic guy also, and he Billy note for note, but also he's got what you have and you have what he has. It's just there's humble and originality. There's a humbleness and originality there that you can't make up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I love watching him on stage. It was so crazy cool. Like you could just feel his energy. Like you two, oh my gosh, you and Mark on stage. I know maybe it's just because I know you, but I can't stop cracking up when I see you guys on stage, just literally smiling ear to ear the entire set. I just sometimes don't even look that way because I know I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, that's crazy that they're crushing it right now.
We have a good time.
Oh my god,
you can't have a good time
I love Mark too. Mark and I have done quite a few shows together randomly.
Wasn't that Jersey show? We used to do this Jersey show. And it was a fundraiser every year for Christmas. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. But
that too. It was at. Oh God, it was at a children's hospital.
Yeah, you guys raised money for years.
It starts with a P.
What's wrong with me? I should know.
I know, we should really know that, but we did it a bunch of times too.
And it was great. And Mark loved playing with me. He's like, "Oh, JAX." Yeah.
Wait, what's Joe Rogan's Jamie. Jamie, can you Google it for us? Yeah, we've done a couple of those. That's so fun too, because it's just a really fun time to sing first thing in the morning.
Yeah, it's super early. Yeah, it was a morning show.
So early, but fun. I mean, Rob Thomas was there too. I mean, I have a TikTok coming up with Jason Mraz, which is really cool too. And that's random. That's just because I don't know. Oh, cool. I've just been creepy, and it was like, "Hello, want to do a TikTok?"
Talk with me.
He's like, and I was never expecting him to answer, and he was like, "Sure,
oh, cool.
come on down."
Awesome.
I'm like, "Okay."
A couple of my buddies were in the horn section for years. Reggie Watkins and
really
Carlos. Yeah, they don't travel with horns much anymore. But Jason's talented, man. He's great.
Actually, Reggie's hanging with us right now.
Yeah, Reggie Watkins is the trombonist for Jason for years. Reggie, what's up? Reggie was on the show about 4 weeks ago with us.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Reggie?
Pittsburgh
Reggie.
in the house.
Suzanne says Blythedale. Blythedale.
Wow. Yeah. Suzanne. Better than Jamie.
Jamie. You should ask Ellen.
Ellen, when was the hospital again?
Yeah, Ellen, what happened?
She says Blythedale.
Yeah, she says Blythedale Children's Hospital in Valhalla, and with Scott Shannon's True Oldies channel.
Scott Shannon.
Yes, Scott Shannon. And was that a Lee Mazzilli thing? I feel like it was.
It was. I think it was.
Another Lee Mazzilli moment. Cause I'm really good friends with Lee Mazzilli's daughter. So now we just hang out when I'm back home. But every time she's there, and I'm like, finally, a friend. Nothing enough.
What else we got from our friends here that are hanging out with us? Anything? Because I don't want to.
Got another buddy of yours, Carl Sal Giorgiani, chiming in.
LA!
JAX is definitely cool. Dig her style and voice. Thanks for the show. Love you.
Is that Sal saying that?
Yes.
Sal, what's up? Sal is one of the most burning tenor players I know in the world, man. Play with Miles Davis, Maynard. Sal's just killing it. He's a musician. Sally boy, what's up? We got the hang. We got Reggie. We got the girls and the boys.
What's going on? I can't believe I just did that very half-fast version of the song to all these very talented musician. Great.
I had a question come in a couple times from a Robert L. asking, Jax, what are your thoughts on Chains of Love? And that was all I got. There's no other context to it.
Crickets.
No, I know what Chains of Love is. I sang a song called Chains of Love. Like a million years ago. Oh my god! I got it. It was I sang it for a friend who made a horror movie. It was really fun. I don't know. It was a good song.
Well, there's your answer, Robert.
Yeah, I didn't write that one. I just sang it, but it was really good. Matched the movie perfectly.
Very cool.
Spooky.
I'm gonna ask you how while Steven's queuing up a question, when you wrote for Paris Hilton, how was that? How'd that come about? What was that about? As you're laughing at me.
I just don't honestly. It was so weird, but it was like my first big cut. Oh my gosh, I have stories.
That's why we're
the
here.
The song itself, I honestly had like a concept in mind. I was like, oh, it'd be really just like if you have kids here, just roll it. But like, I really wanted to write a song called Best Friend's Ass. Because it'd be like a girl power anthem. Like you go with your girls to a girls' night out and like all these boys are around you, but like you're like, I can't stop looking at my best friend's ass. Like you got this girl. Like just like a dance girl anthem. Something you can really relate to, Carl.
Yeah.
I was just actually thinking when I wrote it, like Carl's just like, this is Carl's anthem.
That's all me. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's like just what I picture. It's what it's like when you and like Mark go out after a show.
Oh, yeah, we always slap. My wife tells me we slap each other's ass like half the night. She goes, Mark and I get more action than she does sometimes.
Literally.
I'm like, what the hell happened?
There you go. Perfect. It's relatable to everyone. No, we crazy story on that one. But what happened was, Paris reached out saying, hey, I love this song. Like, I want to cut it. And I'm like, wow. Okay, Paris Hilton, sure. Cut the song. Like, it's yours. And basically, like, I was on an email chain with my A&Rs and all the corporate people, the suits in the building. And it seems that Paris was on it, like, on the chain. So I was like, I texted the girl that works with me. I was like, is it weird if I just like direct email her? And she goes, yes, don't do that. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Sorry. I'm gonna do it. So I emailed Paris. This is one of my biggest LA regrets, I won't lie to you, but I did email Paris and I went, hey Paris, like a couple of my friends are going out for a drink at this dive bar in the Valley to celebrate the song release. Do you want to come out and grab a beer? It's 2 for 1. I literally said it's 2 for 1. Like as if that would ever matter to Paris Hilton. Like, oh. Anyway, Paris Hilton actually answers, and she's super sweet. She answers and she's like, actually, no, we're gonna celebrate it at this like crazy club. Do you want to come and hang out at my table? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, plans are canceled, you guys. At the dive bar, I'm going out with Paris.
No more $2 Schaefer's for me.
You know what's even funny is that I when I went to the venue, nobody believed they wrote this song. Like I just told the bouncer, I was like, hey, like I'm on Paris's list and like we're just here to go up there. And he's like, no. And I'm like, please. The song that's playing right now, like I was one of the writers on it, like this is it. And he's like, I gotta talk to someone. Basically ended up talking to someone, got me through, and then Paris noticed me and she was like, hey, you want to come up on stage and sing it with me?
Oh, cool. Nice.
So I'm at this club with all these people, these like very Hollywood, not New York like people.
Big difference.
And I'm like, I can't stop, like, yeah, my best friend's ass. I'm like, oh God, just don't, you take it. But yeah, no, that was cool. That was a really cool first LA, a very Hollywood experience. But she's awesome, like awesome. Yeah, she's texted me since, and she's invited me out to things.
Oh, nice.
One time after that, she invited me out to go to a makeup like thing that she was releasing her makeup product.
Okay.
And I show up with my boyfriend, and we're just, you know, here's champagne and chocolates, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden we look to our left and Kris Jenner and Paris are just twerking to Best Friend's ass. And I'm like, is this the Matrix?
Yeah, what happened? Where am I? Am I in Brunswick?
Like, I'm not in East Brunswick anymore. I'm like, Mom, you're not going to believe this.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
Wild.
That's a great story. Those are great stories, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
why
gotta catch up. I got lots of LA stories where I definitely didn't fit in. So I got those for days.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are my parents still in here? Shouldn't they be sleeping by now?
No, like.
Yeah, I gotta.
I just figured they go to bed at 7 p.m.
Yeah, your mom was saying how proud she was like 20 minutes ago. I think it was when you were doing the TikTok dance, but.
Not when you said the F word.
Yeah. I'm
Definitely
surprised.
not that. Yeah, she was like really stoked on that one failed TikTok dance I did. Good job, sweetie. You're doing great. You know, like have you seen the movie Mean Girls?
Yeah.
You know when the mom's just sitting there and she's like, rocking around the Christmas tree, and she's just like mimicking what the daughter's doing on stage, like a full-on like stage mom. I picture my mom doing watching this whole thing.
she says I'm still here, so.
Wow, Mom, you can go to sleep at any point.
Got a couple other things that came in the chat. First one was just a comment that came in from James Skitka saying, I wasn't really familiar with JAX before, but glad to see her. So cool, dig her music and talent. Thanks for coming on and doing this show. Best wishes to her.
Let me hit James.
Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Can I call you Jimmy?
No. Actually, James. He's a hanger.
What is he, like the best guitar player in the world or something like that? You're gonna tell me?
He's a trumpet player. I think he's a trumpet player. He hangs out. He's also James is cool because he always has great comments, and he pays attention. So thanks, James. And you know what?
Thank you,
why
James.
Yeah.
Thank you, James. I'm stressed. Why is everybody in this chat just this Carnegie Hall musician?
I got kicked out of Carnegie Hall twice. I went in the emergency exit.
Oh God, I'm dead.
I wasn't playing there.
I got kicked out.
Thanks, James. That's the best comment.
James also added that it's really cool that you're from Jersey and not ashamed of it. Actually, I think James is from that area.
It depends on where and who I'm talking to. I don't really tell most people in New York that I'm from New Jersey. Because I'm just like, yeah, I was born and raised in Long Island, sometimes New Jersey. Like, I just don't really tell them because I don't want to get in a fight and stuff. But yeah, there's a huge rivalry between like people born and raised in Manhattan and Brooklyn, where it's like, oh, they're from New Jersey, they don't count. Like, and I'm like, okay, Donna, how are brother?
Queens and Brooklyn and Long Island and the city.
You know, we're my family's from Brooklyn, Long Island. We still got the house on Long Island. I actually spent I spent most of quarantine on that house on
Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach, cool. I love Atlantic Beach.
And I didn't realize how cool.
Oh, it's great.
Like, it's so cool. Like Atlantic Beach is actually popping. Like I was too young to experience the nightlife.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a whole other thing. Like you could just walk on the beach. It's like the house is 10 feet away from the beach. I definitely took it for granted growing up because we did not want to leave, put it that way. We didn't not want to come back to our one bedroom in California.
I lived in Baldwin and Freeport, and it was across the bay from Long Beach and Lido Beach. And I would jump on the boat, and we go over to Lido Beach, Long Beach, dock the boat, and hang, and get in all sorts of trouble, and then end up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it was a hang. You know, it was always, it's like the show. It's like we're hanging out. That's what it is. We're just gonna have fun,
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly just like I feel like when you walk in, it's a new level of zen. You're just completely meditating, chill. You hear the ocean at all times, which is crazy. And then the city is right there. It's like
you can see it.
right over the bridge. So yeah, it's a crazy spot. I definitely see myself. Don't get your hopes up, Mom. I know you're listening, but at some point moving back there, because you know what's so wild? The basement, the way the house is built, it's like a little beach shack, but the way the house is built, my dad, my brother, and I would be in the playroom, and my dad would need to watch us, but while like getting shredded and working out.
Okay.
So he like built a glass wall to watch my brother and I to make sure we weren't choking on any Legos or anything like that. And like while he worked out, so that was his gym and that was our playroom. Meanwhile, I go down there as I got older and I'm like, "Hey, you guys built a studio?"
Perfect.
It's literally a studio, like by accident.
Wow.
It's like control room, vocal booth. It's like the perfect structure of a studio on the beach in where I grew up. So I know I'll be back there eventually to write maybe my second record. Something where I need more quiet than LA, but we'll see.
Cool. Love it.
We'll see.
Speaking of writing, Jim Strom is asking, Jax, do you have any plans to use or feature horn sections in your music?
Do I? Well, that's a good question, Jim. Whenever Carl's ready to lay some horn tracks down, they're in the next song. I'm thinking about doing a cool, really big pop track with some horns. That would be really sick.
Let's go. Tell me when, where. And I have a few microphones, so I'm ready.
We should cut it. Yeah. Well, hey, I'll let you know. And I don't know. You have your rig set up over there.
Yeah, I do.
So you could actually just cut some tracks and send it my way, and just send the stems.
Yeah.
How have we not thought of that?
And what's funny is Steven actually, because I'm so behind times, I get so mad when I play. I'm either like in the zen or I want to break everything in front of me.
Oh wow.
I'm like one of those guys. It's like it's got to be like really happening. You know, I'm like very hard on myself, but that's like when I'm playing chilled out, I'm okay. But I have to have Steven like in the corner and do a virtual thing, and he'll actually run faders for me because I get so aggravated sometimes. Unless it's kind of cool, right, Steven? I mean, how many times have you laughed at me and talked me off a bridge?
Oh,
So
it's great, yeah.
Wow.
And he sends stems, so yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Just tell me
Just
when.
send the steps over, do it. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever I'm doing is probably, I'll start you simple. It'll probably make it 1,000 times doing it. So I'll just, here's what I need. It's just 3 chords.
Perfect. Send me the steps because I'm totally down and it's on record now. We have record. I'm
here for it. We could really use some real instruments. I'm not going to lie to you. It's getting kind of old just doing the same old thing. So, yeah. Just saying, hey, Alexa, play the synth number 4.
My whole house just blew up from talking. Yeah, my lights start going on and off. Oh man!
Just talk about me losing my mind. This is Steven bought a bonsai tree for peace next to him because I lose my mind. That's it, right? And it lights up.
Yeah, I've got
lights up.
Well, I've got my trees back behind us, and when Carl gets angry, what I have to do is I have to pull up the app here, and I take the lights and I turn on the fireplace, so it actually turns into a fireplace. I gotta chill him out.
That's
you know.
Like every day is Christmas in a cabin.
Right.
And then I got so mad I pushed up my belt.
Yeah.
Carl just turned red.
But it's funny because we've just gotten used to it, and I'll just be like, okay, let's do it again with feeling.
Process.
All right, take a deep breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
One more time.
It's about passion.
Exactly.
It's about passion.
Oh man.
So good.
We got a bunch of people in the chat saying luckily they're using headphones so their whole houses didn't start playing songs over their Amazon products.
I'm not using headphones.
Let's see.
Are you using headphones, Carl?
No.
Oh.
It's just Steven with his Amazon thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, what's wild is I gotta. I mean, I'm glad I started at a certain age, but I grew up on like stage using just full room sound and like the wedges and stuff like that. So I have just constant tinnitus, like in my ears, constant.
Horrible, isn't it?
Yeah. I've never fallen asleep. Like I've never gotten like a full night's sleep without TV in the background or some sort of a noise machine or some sound. Otherwise, it'll just be me in the room, like, and I can always actually find the key. It's actually usually in middle C. And I've had to figure it out at certain points. I'm like, wow, this is my life now. I should know what key it's in. But
Wow. That's hysterical.
Yeah.
You know, so now my tinnitus has gotten so bad. I get intervals now. It's not just one sound. I'll get a few of them. It's freaking me
you get
out.
a whole symphony.
No, it's like the two most dissonant notes sometimes.
It's
It's like a minor, you know, it's like a two. Yeah, it's like a minor two. Mess. Yeah, but you know what? It is what it is.
Like you sucks. Did you see A Star Is Born? Oh wait, this is about to take a dark turn, isn't it?
No, didn't see that one.
Then good. Okay, never mind. But well, I mean, most people have, so they know where I'm going with him. But yeah, that guy. I mean, at least there's the original Star Is Born, but like Bradley Cooper there's two original Stars.
Really?
My friend was telling me. But there's like the Barbara one, and then there's Bradley Cooper is like plays the guy in it, and he played it with Lady Gaga this year, and they just like really tackled tinnitus.
Oh.
Or tinnitus, I don't know how to say it, but they guys, and that would be a good time to introduce you guys to my dog Benny.
Let's say
He's Benny Rodriguez.
Come
here,
on
dog.
over, buddy.
I'm gonna bring him.
Bring him.
Okay, we actually have a live studio audience. We've been hiding here for like however long we've been here.
Have him come out. It's a party. We're hanging.
I mean,
Hang.
yeah, it's wild. This is Benny. Oh, hello.
There's
This is
Benny. And there's the
Yes.
boyfriend. And Benny loves.
And this is
the boyfriend.
Brave. You can drop him now. Just
What's
listen.
up, brother?
Hello. Okay, he doesn't want to be up. But this is Brave, and Brave also recently we went grocery shopping. I don't know if you saw TikTok where I did the Ginger song.
I love it, and he is brilliant. I love how it ends. I can't say that. I can't say it on TV. I love it. You're the best, man.
I didn't hear you the first time.
I said the way you ended it. I can't say that.
He said that was 100% like all him, by the way. Literally, like I was like, I literally said no, I cannot say that on a TikTok.
You're my idol.
Okay,
now.
let's just say
You're
that.
my idol, bro. Now you know that. You're my idol with that last line.
Hey, these gingers, man.
Ginger.
We're a special breed.
So we went grocery shopping the other day, and he got recognized as the Ginger.
Come on.
So someone goes, "Oh my God, you're the Ginger," and I was like, first of all, they didn't even like look at me.
You were pissed off.
I was like, okay, what about me?
It's my channel.
No, it just it's like it's really funny how he does when he appears in the TikToks. They actually do much better. I'm thinking maybe he should just take over.
No, that and the ring pop thing, where when he's on the ring. Well, not you're really special. It's good, man.
There's also one where I completely roast him, where I just say, "Here's all the things that you do that bother me, and I'm gonna put them in a song because they're like annoying. Not like the big things, like the little things, like the there's like little red hairs all over the sink, and like you don't take out the garbage when you take out the trash bag, you don't like put one back in, so like when I throw the trash out, it goes right in the bin, and all those things like
Life is rough,
and then it was brutal, I'm not gonna lie, but I sang it so nice.
I'm kidding.
Like,
no, actually, we talked about it. You don't put the trash bags in. You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
Oh man. Oh, we're laughing tonight.
Poor kid. He's from Arizona. I'm from New York, and he's like, I've never met a girl like you.
Yeah, you never will ever again. Keep her.
He's like, you're aggressive.
You need a bonsai tree, is what you need, JAX.
Yeah, you're probably right. Once I get into a house, I need the freaking bonsai tree. I'm gonna light it up. I need to light it up with the fireplace, the whole thing.
I need a bonsai forest.
I need a bonsai forest in my own personal Gandhi.
Oh, Jesus.
Giant Buddha.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Sick. I'll just maybe invite you over.
Yeah,
Seems like
he'll decorate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bonsai boy. You need to write a song called Bonsai Boy.
There you
B-O-I. Bonsai Boy. There it is.
No, that's your producer tag.
Bonsai Boy.
If you need me to cut those for you, I can be like, it's Bonsai Boy.
I'm gonna just take it from the sample of this recording.
Perfect. Yeah, you got it now. I don't even have to do the work.
Yeah.
Wait, I'll get a couple of takes. It's Bonsai Boy. There's one, and then it's Bonsai Boy. That's really good too.
Ooh, see, that's the dramatic one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Jason Derulo. It's Bonsai Boy.
I gotta be like Pitbull and just say my name over and over again.
I love it.
Yeah, just over like that's really what it is. I think.
Bonsai Boy.
My friend was like, "What? Sorry, go ahead."
No. Bonsai Boy and a fish.
Yeah, and the fish head.
Bonsai Boy and the fish head.
The koi fish.
Genius.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Jack's in the middle of this whole mess.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
this is
apologize.
not a mess. You know what? I haven't been on like a long like podcast style interview where I could be like 100% me. I'm always like looking back at an interview and going, I wish I would have said this. I wish I would have said that. It was enough time.
Well, you definitely.
It has been said.
Welcome to my
but
world.
it's so fun, you guys.
Well, that being said,
It's so much like it's like Joe Rogan but fun. Like not that Joe Rogan's not fun, but
Yeah.
like, oh god, here it comes. I'm gonna get canceled. Joe Rogan is so fun, guys. I was so fun.
the best.
Oh wait, no, I don't listen to that much Joe Rogan because it's like it's controversial. Oh my god, wait, no, yes I do listen to Joe Rogan.
By the way, Joe Rogan's in the chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Kidding.
Joe.
Bro, it wouldn't even be off compared to all these people that have been in the chat so far. It wouldn't even surprise me.
No, that's all good. You know what? That being said, we've hung. It's been 2 hours. I love it. So let's
I'm going with it.
tidy up. I want to hang. I mean, I don't want to keep you because, I mean, it's still early in LA. You probably have to eat dinner. Ellen's
true.
cooking dinner. She's making.
Ellen's over there making a little
She's making a
stir
pot
fry.
roast. She's making a pot
Yeah.
roast. She went to Trader Joe's and got you
She
dunkers.
bought some Indian food from Trader Joe's. She's
gonna-
cooking it up.
It's gonna explode later. It's gonna be. Everybody's gonna hate each other.
But thanks, Ellen.
Yeah, thanks. You made my house smell like garlic and
Great.
cumin.
My house smell like garlic, Ellen. Come
Smell like-
on.
Is that vindaloo? Is that vindaloo I smell?
That vindaloo I smell. Okay, Dad.
It's vindaloo. Is that tikka masala?
Is that this some chicken masala I smell here?
Oh my god. But you know, let's finish up with the chat. Let's do a question or two from the chat, whatever the most pertinent one is, and then my buddy and Jackson and I will kind of tie it up here.
Yeah, we had a got a couple people just saying hello. Sam's hanging out with us in Australia. We got Bruno hanging out
All right,
with us.
Sam.
Yeah, we got Bruno hanging out with us in Brazil.
What's up, Sam and Bruno? What's up? Bruno Mars.
Bruno Garcia. Speaking of Bruno Mars, have you
even
seen
better.
have you seen the new project that he's doing? That Silk Sonic project?
And I heard a new Anderson .Paak song. Is
Yeah,
that
that's
maybe not new,
yeah,
but
it's him. It's him
that
and
that
Anderson
one?
.Paak together. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
so
really,
so cool.
really good.
So cool.
Yep.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So the Dream Project.
Yeah, it's a cool project. And is that Bruno Garcia from Brazil?
Yes. Yeah.
A Brazilian friend.
Oh,
I remember
Brazil.
Brazil and Australia.
What time is it over there?
Brazilian time.
At like 10 in the morning. Brazilian time.
Brazilian time. That's what it is.
Oh, all Brazilian time. Look at this.
Oh
The one who
man.
cares. It's always New York time everywhere. I know. I started working with people over in New York, and they just like won't change the time for me, and I like don't even blame them.
He says I am not. He says I am not Bruno Mars, but I am Bruno Garcia.
Bruno.
I love that confidence.
Exactly.
I love
Gotta own it.
That's
He's a
great.
great trumpet player. Bruno's a
that.
great
He said,
trumpet
"I
player.
am the Bruno Garcia."
Exactly. He says
I
it's
love it.
he says it's one after midnight São Paulo time.
Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
What time is it for you, Carl?
It is 11:02 now.
Oh, it's
Eastern
close.
Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of close, no?
Yep.
Yeah,
they're,
it is.
they're right under us.
Wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
wild. Did not know that.
Let's see.
It's only
Because you're on PCT time.
yeah. You know what's wild? I always feel like I'm behind. I wake up behind. Like everything already started, especially since New York's already starting pretty early. You know.
Hey, speaking of which, do you write early in the morning? Because Stephen and I were talking. Right, you applied from an email. We're not stalkers. We're like, that was an early reply. Like, holy 6 a.m. or something like that. Like, what the hell?
She's on it.
What's she doing?
I have anxiety. I don't know. I have trouble sleeping at night. I've been trying to take melatonin every now and then, but
CBD oil.
Yeah, I tried the CBD oil. I have
Not
a
helping
little
you?
here. We're in California, so
Yeah, it doesn't help you,
that.
huh? The CBD doesn't help.
Sometimes I think it's a little psychological for me, no matter what it is. Like if I go to bed stressing out about something, it's unlikely that I'll sleep through the night. The other night I slept through the night. It's the first time in a really long time. But I do write. I like to write early in the morning. My neighbors hate me. Like
No, I can't imagine.
Like they won't even look me in the eye. They don't know like I do. I don't even know if they have any idea like that I do what I do. But we don't talk. They see me and they just roll their eyes at me. Like there's one lady who's like super mean. She has like a bunch of chihuahuas. Like, God, she sucks. She's right there.
She's on the feed. Her name's Evelyn. Hi, Evelyn.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure like
that's Joe Rogan's girlfriend. She's in the chat.
Evelyn and Joe Rogan with the Chihuahuas. They have a Chihuahua family.
Yeah.
Joe
They
Rogan
run a
with
charity.
chihuahua. Oh, no.
It's called Save the Musicians.
Save the musicians. Yeah. Well, I feel bad. I'm up at 6 a.m. sometimes. That Hater song, I lost sleep thinking about writing the song. I was like, I just really wanted to write it, and I woke up at 5 a.m. and filmed that one. So I can't imagine the history teacher next door being a fan of mine, but.
It is what it is.
What am I gonna do? I know I need to be in a house, but what am I gonna do? Just TikTok doesn't sleep.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Believe it or not,
at
Gen
9.
Z, my highest engagement time is like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, really?
Yeah, because these kids are just awake and their parents don't know.
What's funny is I got to get up at I probably get up at 7 and probably start playing at 8. I got every Wednesday I do my TikTok. Every Wednesday I have TikTok.
Oh, I see you.
So, but it's like being a trumpet player, it's different because it's a physical thing. So it's like, all right, it takes me an hour to have coffee and actually play a note, like one note. Like, oh my God, what happened?
I don't know how you don't hyperventilate.
Well, I have a lot of hot air.
Yeah, you've been doing it for a while.
But it takes me I'll tell Steven, I'm going to get up at 7 and I'll be, and usually by 10, 11 o'clock I have something and I send it out. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm like, all right, TikTok day's over. I'm like, oh.
TikTok day's over. I wish my life was that easy.
Yeah.
I do TikTok every freaking day. I'm like, if I don't have an idea today, sometimes I force myself to just take a break, but I try to come up with at least an idea every day. And then I write it down in my notes, and then I'll have some ideas backlog for another day. And if it takes me too long to film something, I'm like, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
I just don't do it.
You write it in the notebook though. You write it down.
I do it in my notes section only because I used to do it on a notebook. I know I should do it again, but I do it on my phone.
Yeah, me too.
I just type fast now, and I'm used to doing it I'm used to writing in a session in the studio and co-writing with people, and that's the speed of what we're doing things and keeping up with the next guy.
Yeah.
Especially the really fast ones, and I just started writing my notes. But it's wild if my notes ever got out to anyone. Oh God.
Have you shared your notes?
I don't want to inspire your casual Russian hacker that's in the comment section.
Yeah.
Right now,
I actually have a Russian hacker. It's funny. He got all my TuneCore. He got my tune. That son of a bitch got my last record. This Russian hacker. I shouldn't say that because it's bad. He got all my.
No, there's a bunch of hackers in Russia.
He got me, man. Steven found out. He goes, "You have a Russian hacker." But before that, have you shared? You can share your notes with people. I didn't know that. I just found it out. I share my notes before.
Yeah, so I do that instead of docs. I share notes.
I do the same. Steven and I do the same thing. It's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's the best. I like it better than Google Docs. No offense, Google, but I like it better.
By the way, Google is in the chat, and
yeah, obviously. Google is everywhere.
Alexa, down.
Yeah.
Ellen just said Google is right there in the kitchen right now with her.
Oh man.
Shit. All right, Steven, hit us with one more and we'll call it a night because this
All
is
right.
swordfish. Ellen's making swordfish, I heard tonight.
Oh, swordfish.
You making swordfish?
She's making swordfish.
Do you like swordfish? Do you like swordfish, Jax?
I love swordfish.
Does everybody in the neighborhood like swordfish? They like
Everybody
smelling
in the
it?
neighborhood likes swordfish. I like swordfish. Who likes swordfish?
Dine it with some potatoes and swordfish.
The potatoes and swordfish, some pork chops, applesauce, swordfish, you know, the usual.
That's why we can only hang out every 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't even know how to
Last
transition to this question. It's like the question is just gonna be like so out of left field. It's like,
What is it?
When you were walking on the beach, you like sand, pebbles, or
yeah. How often do you use the tender?
How often use the tender?
No, we actually had a question. Do you guys have a dream duet?
Who?
What, like collectively, like together,
Like
or
if you
like
were,
separate?
I'm assuming it means a collaboration. Like, what would be your
Came and
dream
took LA for
collaboration?
you yesterday. I don't know what
But
I'm
like
doing.
separately or like together, like me and Carl were like a triet, like with somebody else, or like separately. Like if me and Carl were together,
Jax.
like I don't know, Carl, who's our dream duet?
We already had it. This was it.
This was it. You
This
saw
was-
it first.
This was hysterical. We laughed our asses off. I don't know.
I don't know either. By the way, sorry, we're laughing at your question, but I actually get that question in every single interview, and
Yeah.
I always screw it up. I screw it up
think
every
about it.
time. I look back and I'm like, I regret this. Why did I say that? My favorite artist right now is Lil Dicky. I'm sorry, it is. He's my favorite. I love him so much. Look, Billy Joel's up there. One day. You know that
Dicky
scene
and
from
Billy Joel.
is it Rockstar with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
You know that movie? And he's like singing as loud as he can, front row. One day Billy's gonna be like, "Wow, you're singing loud."
Oh my
The
god.
loudest singer I've ever heard. On the stage. Yeah, no, but I like them all. I love Sia. That's probably my like main girl. What about you, Carl?
You know, I have to say.
He's like, I really always dreamed of playing with Billy Joel.
You know what? I have to say, every time I show up to work with Billy, we kind of never know what we're gonna get with people showing up. Like Sting showed up one time, Mellencamp showed up. And it's like, oh my god! And you'd never think, the late great Chick Corea, who I'm a big fan of, jazz piano, shows up, plays, and all these people show up because they want to. It's just music. It's community.
So what you're saying is you accidentally get your dream duet every single time you go to rehearsal.
Actually, I don't know if I can't top. I can't top what's happened. Like people ask me, "What are you going to do after Billy Joel?" I'm like, "How do you top when you show up to the Madison Square Garden as a house band?" I'm not saying this to be.
No, I agree. I don't know how.
I'm not saying it's to be like an ass or to be proud of myself because I'm not.
No.
I shouldn't be there. I'm like I pinch myself. I'm like, holy
Stop
shit!
it.
I'm here.
Stop
I'm like, this is crazy. We show up on stage and Mike Del Judas and Mark and Tommy and we all look at Crystal. We all look at you like, damn. And someone shows up, and John Mayer comes and plays guitar one night.
Yeah.
And it's like, huh? It's like, so, there's been so many moments, wonderful moments that I can't make it up. So what I will say, and this will be my next question, is forget about the past. The past is wonderful. What's going to go on in the future? My feeling is I can't wait to play music with my friends and hang out with my friends. You being my friend, Billy, whoever wants to show up, can't wait. That's what I look forward to the future. And so that I am going to ask one more question and we're going to call it a night. Jax, what are you looking forward to in the future?
Same thing. Actually, literally the same thing. I'm gonna go just steal your answer. I want to play live with my friends. I want to see people in person. I want to hug people. I want to be annoying.
Yep.
want to be the annoying Italian that I am. Just
Oh.
love me. Let's eat dinner together. Let's be loud. Let's do the whole thing. I really do. I do want to sing live again, God, so badly, and I want to share the new music with everybody. TikTok is so fun, and I'm like beyond grateful for the weirdness of the last 3 months of my life. But I just really hope that people like the music. It's really nerdy. I call it dad pop. I would love to have you on the record, so I'm sure that we'll figure out. We're going to find a cool place for you to really shine.
I'm there. Just start sending me stuff. I'll send you stuff back.
Cool. And we should brainstorm some TikTok ideas too, because I'm always looking for some music.
Let's go. So. I'll be on.
I'm so proud of you for making it to TikTok. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
And people younger than me are like, I'm so proud of you, Jax, for making it to TikTok. It just gets younger and younger and younger.
Crazy,
you're
right?
like, whoa. You were born in 2010.
Huh? Yeah. I'm like, huh? I know.
But yeah, dude, I'm so happy to be on here, and thank you for letting me just talk like nonstop. And yeah, you're the homie. I'm so excited. I haven't had like an interview like this in probably ever actually, but it's a really long time. So
night. I'm gonna thank
East Coast forever.
Before we say goodbye, I'm gonna do my housekeeping of Stephen Wright. Stephen, thanks for always putting us all together.
Yeah, man.
Really hooked it up.
No, I appreciate you guys spending the time. And before I fall off the screen, I'll thank everybody for joining in the chat. Have our worldwide hang audience here in the chat, so I appreciate you guys hanging with us here like you do every week. And for those that have joined us new, from obviously we had the very nice thing of Billy sharing this on his social media today, and Jack sharing it on hers as well. So for everybody that came over from one of those, I really appreciate it. And like Carl had mentioned at the beginning of the show, we're going to take 3 weeks off. After this is our season finale. We're going to go out on a high with Jax here. And then we'll be back on April 13th with the 2-part Billy Joel Sound Crew hang. So you're going to get stories from, I mean, BR was there from the beginning, right?
Yes, he was, he's exactly, yes.
Yeah. So with that, I will turn it back over to you guys. And all I ask is Jax and Carl, stay on the feed until I give you the clear, and we'll be good to go.
Awesome.
Thanks, Stephen. You're the man. And thank you, Billy, for shouting us out. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. That was so cool. From TikTok to Facebook to Instagram to YouTube to all the things. That was really fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of great friends and family show up. Thank you to you and your family. And
yeah, thanks, Mom and Dad.
Yeah, without them to be no you. So good job. And I'd like to thank all my friends and family for always making a hang. We'll take 3 weeks off. There'll be plenty of content. Come on the YouTube channel and whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. But keep an eye out for Jax. The 26th is when her single drops, correct?
Yeah, so I think that's right, guys, right?
Yeah, I wrote it down. It was the 26th.
Yeah, and I wrote it down. I'm like, shoot, I knew that. Yeah, definitely that day, if not the day before or the day after.
Yep. Keep an eye out for that, and keep an eye out for a TikTok. And you know what? Jax and I are going to be hanging on something soon. And so I love you. Thank you so much for coming, and love to your family and friends. Thank you.
You're the best. Bye, guys. Love you guys.